Five Rivers.
Years ago, when we came to Los Angeles, I really believed that the greatness of the Raiders would be in its future.
What's going on? What's going on? We live. What's good? Appreciate everybody coming through.
Oh, you didn't know?
50-50.
It's that time.
Welcome to the 50-50 show with PharoahNFL and the Severe Raider, the realest show for Raider Nation.
The perpetuation of the greatness of the Raiders to take a professional football team and give it a distinct characteristic that's different from all others.
Make sure to clock in, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Hey, man, appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure, just like the message said, make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. As y'all can see on the screen, we got some special guests. Man, we got Black Team Broadcast here live with us, man. Corey and Mike, man, appreciate y'all coming through.
What's up with it?
What's going on, brother?
What's going on? Hey, how many people was up in here, man? Right when the show came on, it was hella noises, bro. I don't know if y'all realize I'm a paranoid type of individual, bro. Y'all scared me for half a minute.
Yeah, we got a whole production team over here, man. We got a whole production team. But
you got to hit buttons.
Nah, what's going on, Mike? How you doing, bro? You on mute. You on mute.
See, it's one of you guys understand. That's part of the whole Black Team podcast.
My fault.
Technical difficulties.
It's all good. It's all good. We getting there, man. But hey, look, we got a lot to talk about today. Obviously, with the Raiders coming out with a big W this weekend against the Ravens. No one expected it. I mean, Raider fans expect, but I'm not gonna lie. Some Raider fans kind of doubted too. Mike, you doubted it? Okay.
No,
I
expected to win. No, I expected to win.
Oh, you expected to win? Okay. Hey, bro, he throwing you under the bus. That's how you do your black team broadcast calls. Come on, bro. Come on. You can't.
No,
be
I'm
doing
saying
that,
you said nobody expected us to win, but I'm saying like Mike called it, and I really told him that he's crazy, and I told him technically and how he's wrong, bro. I spent like 10 minutes. So I started a little bit my forehead when I'm doing about that, and right, and he was right.
Hey man, sometimes my crazy predictions end up being right. Sometimes they end up being wrong. It happens, but thankfully this one was right.
Yeah,
that's because he looked like Aiden O'Connell. He be in a player meeting.
Come on, man.
Hey, bro, we be throwing shots, bro. This is funny, man. Hey,
girl, you look like somebody. I don't know who it is, but we're gonna find out.
I already know you about to come through. I already know you about to come through today with some jokes. But real quick, man, we got to hit up the night crew, man, to chat. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing this correctly because last week, man, it was a pause-worthy moment. Hard OG 22, or that's definitely pause. But
Hard Dog, Hard Dog. It's probably a white dude named Harvey. His name is Hard Dog.
That's what that's what I said. That's what I said to last week. I said it was Hard Dog, and everybody was getting on me. But he getting on me already. He said the only channel that is never on time, man. Come on, man. You throwing shots already? Hey. Come on, bro. Hey, bro. Come on, man.
I feel like on a day like that, you gotta be especially careful with the language that you're using. You know what I'm saying?
Man, facts.
We're not gonna talk about that. But you know what I'm saying? Very careful with the word you use because you're gonna get no Diddy to death.
Hey man, you gotta just make sure you gotta make sure sometimes. There's a lot of questionable things that be said.
I want to talk about your football. I want to be a guest on here. I'm not here on the Raiders football. I'm new to the whole podcast type of thing, so I'm learning how to do this. Show me like Severe, Pharaoh. You guys, when y'all talk about these Raider games like this one, where I can't use the language that I want to use, but we did well. Y'all be talking about up here because I know I'm unrealistic.
Look, we're realistic, but obviously we fans of the team at the end of the day. But we all obviously we keep it real. Like we'll call a spade a spade. If someone's not playing well, they're not playing well. But we're not on here acting like we're experts too as well. Like we know the guys that get paid the big bucks at the end of the day, but we watch the games. So if you watch the games enough, you know that hey, this dude ain't playing well. This dude throwing an interception. This, obviously we'll get into the nitty gritty. And then we like to have a conversation with Raider Nation, obviously. Like just like y'all, man. I see y'all doing your thing with Black Team broadcast, and y'all just have a really good conversation over there. And really good guests, by the way. Y'all need to go over there and subscribe to my guys, man. Like I think I seen Denzel Good, the damn near the whole Athletic showed up. You know what I mean? I was like, God damn, man. These guys is official.
Nah, for sure.
You're real for that. You're real for that. Plugging it because Mike put in hella time in this type of stuff. I put in time and I don't be plugging it like I'm supposed to. So this stuff that we need to do every now and then I get on social media and I be seeing stuff like content creators talk. Stop it. What for? This is ridiculous, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all big up in us because I'm gonna do the same thing for y'all. It's no reason to just be.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. But going back to the chat real quick, man. Sports guys coming through. What's up? Simple as that. Yeah, Hatamaki, man. We got an international chat in here, man. He says salute 50-50.
Oh, yeah.
And Nation. Nation.
Oh, that's probably Capitan.
Get that pronunciation right, man.
Oh, hey, we got an international superstar on our show too. Our guy Rafa, Capitan.
Rafa. Capitan. Capitan. Yeah, that's the
home. Rafa pulling up too. Yeah. We got Digital Prez. Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out Raider Resistance, man. He says I'm here. Simple as that, man. One of the hardest working content creators out there, man. If y'all ain't following Raider Resistance on IG, he's killing the game. So appreciate you coming through.
Great.
Man, we got some crazy people leaving crazy ass messages right now. MG's Raider says we played well enough to win. It wasn't pretty, but we did win. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. We'll get into that conversation in a little bit. Man, we got everybody pulling up, man. We appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. But let's get it started real quick, man. Like, obviously the Raiders, they won an upset win against the Ravens, 26-23. It almost looked like it was a repeat of week one, where the defense was holding the team down in the first half, and then the offense just continued to have that slow start, struggle, and then they get into the second half, and then the defense falters a little bit. They end up getting some touchdowns, but this game was a little bit different, I felt like, and I felt like the Raiders wanted it a little bit more. But Corey, man, let's start with you, man. Like, what was your like takes from the game, like as far as like how the team played and the outcome in the end?
My take from the game, I hope I don't get you in trouble, but the first thing that I noticed is we got some incredible Caucasians.
You cutting out a little bit, Corey.
He said the incredible Caucasians.
No, I just said, the first thing that I noticed is that we got some incredible Caucasians on the Raiders, bro. And Robert Spillane and Maxx Crosby and all of them. It's an energy thing. And that's one of the things that got them through the game this time, is because once they started, stuff started looking like it was going downhill again, like in the Chargers game. Mm-hmm. Like that pep talk Max had with, with Minshew. Yep. It seems like everybody had that talk with everybody else, and they sucked it up, and they fought in the second half, and they won. It wasn't crazy schemes, and it wasn't crazy play design. They fought to win, and that tells you a lot to me.
Yeah, they definitely fought, man. Mike, man, like, what did you think how they bounced back? Because he just basically said they fought right in the second half. The defense gave up a couple of scores. I'm like, damn, we're down like 16-9, and the way the offense is playing is like, man, like we're really about to lose this game after it being a close game in the first half. Like, what were like the big plays that stood out to you in the second half?
The big plays to me that stood out in the second half, definitely that interception by Spillane. That was a big momentum boost right there. I'd say that definitely changed the tides for us. Another play I would say is really that big throw to Devontae downfield. That was another momentum one that got us back in position, the scoring position.
Yep.
But we were in the game pretty much the whole way through. Like going into half, what was it, 6-6 or 9-6? It was it was a close game. So it's like, man, at that point, like the way our offense was looking, like if they weren't able to capitalize, like we're still in that game. Like all we have to do is capitalize, and eventually they got some going. Bowers and Devontae really tore him up.
Yeah, they took over the game in the second half. I mean, just to put in perspective, I mean, Severe, you could probably talk about this a little bit. Like in the first half, they literally had a total offense of 43 yards, and they finished the game like less than 30 yards rushing, which is not going to get it done. Like in the long run, especially when, like, if we're being honest, like as much as Minshew, he was able to play well in the second half, we're not looking at him to carry the offense. It's like, if we're being honest, like he's not going to be the guy that's going to carry the offense and will this team to win. This team is going to be carried by their defense. But if you want to talk a little bit about like the slow start they had and how they bounced back.
I mean, at the end of the day, man, it all comes down to the offensive line. The offensive line played horribly in the first half, and they played mediocre in the second half. So it still wasn't great play in the second half, but it was good enough for us to do what we needed to do in order for us to complete the passes we need to complete. Even on that one big play to Brock, where Brock showed some great instincts, right? He saw his quarterback was in trouble. He worked his way back to his quarterback. Minshew rode out to the right. He looked his direction, delivered the ball to Brock, and Brock was able to break a few tackles, get the ball to the 1 yard line, and set up a score for us. Like even on that play, offensive line was bad. That was Brock making a good instinctual play, and Minshew showing his mobility and his willingness to stand in the barrel, knowing the guy's barreling down on him, deliver a throw, and complete a pass that we needed to complete. So, I mean, offensive line is going to be the key to this team. It's why when we aren't effective in the pass game, it's because of the offensive line. When we aren't effective in the run game, it's mostly the offensive line. Some of it is Amir, some of it is Madison too, but it's mostly the offensive line.
Man, I think Minshew finished 14 for 16 in the first half for 64 yards, bro. That got to be the nastiest stat line for a quarterback. Because what are you doing 14 times? You're not even getting 100 yards. Exactly.
He running for his life, bro. Let's call it what it is. He was running for life first. You can see it in bad interception that he threw, right? He threw that crazy interception. He still had that mentality that he's running for his life. And it wasn't until he shook that type of stuff. Once he started playing a little bit of backyard football, because call it what it is, once he played a little bit of that backyard football, and that's when we got a chance to see him executing a little bit. Because these wasn't crazy play designs, but there was crazy plays by 17 and 89 and 16. We had crazy plays. 87 too. A Mary Quite is kept, bro. Them hands is crazy. He got hands.
Yeah. Now, and real quick, look, Minshew. You know, I did say he's not a guy that's going to he's not going to a guy that we're going to count on to carry this team on offense, but he did finish for 30 for 38, 276 yards, 1 touchdown and an interception. Obviously, and I thought this was a crazy stat. Like, Minshew is number 2 in the NFL right now in yards. Number 2 in the NFL in yards, right? It's only been 2 weeks.
Throw that out the window, because who's number 1? So throw it out the window. You know what I'm saying? I think number 1, Derek Carr. Already know what that come out to. So we really
it's Purdy. Brock Purdy. But
and just lost.
Yeah, it's the thing is it's early too. It's only been 2 games, and the thing is, when you see that stat, it doesn't. This is why, like, when people trying to come in and try to like really talk about the team, in like when you're trying to talk about their stats and this, that, and the third, it don't tell the whole story. Because you would think like, oh, Minshew, number 20 yards, our offense is killing. Nah, it's not. Like,
thank you.
You see what I'm saying? Like, so you can't really say that the offense or is playing well right now just because Minshew is throwing the ball all over it doesn't work like that. But he did play well in the second half. We got to give him credit. He had like 212 yards in the second half.
Yeah. It's not just yards, you know what I'm saying? Some of these are big balls throws, bro. Like, it's kind of crazy that he threw some of the one up the sideline to Devontae over the shoulder. That was crazy. He had another one to Brock Bowers right across the middle. That was crazy. It wasn't even a deep pass, but just the placement of it. It's not something that I knew Minshew could do, but bro, he had a couple of them. He stopped being scary. He got a couple.
Yeah, it seems like he's better on the run than he is in the pocket. That's what it seems like. I think they need to start incorporating that. They got to find bootlegs, find ways to just get him to use his legs and make some throws downfield. But we'll see, bro. I mean, let me a quick take. What do y'all think of Luke Getsy so far? 2 games.
Thumbs down, bro.
So far,
thumbs down. 2 of them. I don't like it.
I'm 50-50. Yeah, I'm 50-50 right now about it.
Shout out to it.
I mean, that second half, that was some. I don't know if that's great play calling or just us making plays right there. But
right,
hey, we produced the win, so we'll see. Though I mean, it's too early to tell. Really, it's still week 3 now, so it's really hard to say if he's good or not. I got to see at least maybe 4 or 5 games before I can really be give a good judgment on.
Well, hey, Mike, maybe a better question is, what does AP think? You know what I mean? Like, if we look at this picture.
Feel me? I think. Absolutely not, bro. What is going on? You can draw up some plays for real ones. Minshew is out there getting destroyed because, for what? The offense has zero imagination. Even when you take a look at some of these plays where he has terrible things, what are the other options? It's boring.
I'm sure AP told him something crazy. He had to tell him something crazy.
I'm from LA, bro. I know that's a Compton pocket check, bro. He's checking that man's pockets right now.
Straight up.
What he got in his pockets. Seeing what you got in your pocket. But real talk, like it's been hot or cold. Like week 1 was terrible. The first half of this game, it was some questionable calls. Some route combinations where guys were ending up in the same areas, but he did cut down on the screen passes for the most part. but he also learned his lesson from week 1. Like, perfect example, we were down there in the goal line on that pass, on that touchdown pass to Devontae. If you will, look at that formation. We're in that same shotgun formation. That's the same formation we ran on that 4th and 1 play that got stuffed. So Ravens see that formation. They're thinking, run. Short yard. This is one of their short yardage run situations. What do? Play action off of that. They draw some of the guys up. They complete that pass to Devontae in the back of the end zone. So, I mean, I think he's learning. So some of the stuff he was running, bro, like, you see Brock Bowers had a big game. Like, look how many defenders are anywhere near Brock Bowers on most of those pass catches. Like, he's literally by himself, like, on like 6 or 7 of those passes, nobody around him. That's play design right there. Like, that's him. Hey, you know what? I see they're throwing a lot of attention toward Devontae. I'm going to run these route combinations off of that, get Brock open, and that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't want to sound like
I'm
go ahead.
in my hate. I don't want to give it to him.
Hey, I don't, Corey. I don't. Hey, look. I don't want to sound like a Homer fan, like, when it comes to Maxx Crosby, because the way he was able to get, I feel like, Minshew back on track. Like, as soon as he had that interception, he was able to literally grab him, and give him that whatever. He didn't really say. I think he had a podcast. Shout out Rush Podcast. And he was saying that, he didn't want to say exactly what he said to him, but, it was something to the effect of, like, we know your game, like, play your game, and da-da-da-da. And he didn't really have to tell us, because you could tell by the body language, like, he was literally trying to get him back on track. And if that happened, that talk happened literally 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Second half happens. Minshew throws for 212 yards and finishes with 276. Did it help? I don't know. But hey, man, moving forward, man, I think Minshew, we can all say Minshew probably, I think he has that quarterback spot. I don't think he's going to lose it anytime soon, to be honest with you. So,
hey, it doesn't look like it.
Yeah. Nah, we gotta. Hey, just because you sent in a super chat and he just simply says Diddy. That's all he wanted to say, man. That's all he wanted to say, man. I don't know why, man. Maybe he heard something early in the show. I don't know. I don't know. He's I don't know. I don't know why he said it, to be honest with you. But like I said, we got the Black Team broadcast on here, man. Make sure to go over to their channel and subscribe to their channel. Big Corey, obviously, man, he just dropped a crazy commentary mix today. Was it today or yesterday, I believe?
I dropped it was late last night, you know what I'm saying? Depending on where you live, might have been today.
All right. And my guy Mike, man, hey, he's the king of mixes. Go make sure to check out his player mixes. I think I seen you drop this week. I seen you drop Devontae Adams, which was pretty dope. So make sure to check it out as well. And then they do the every Thursday, I believe y'all do the podcast, right?
Yes, sir. Every Thursday at 7.
Check. Okay, there you go. Thursday at 7, man. Make sure to check it out. But yeah, let's actually start talking about, like, the winners and losers of last game. And if we're talking about, let's start with the winners. Let's start with the easy, man. Like, the winners last game, obviously, Raiders came out with a W. Who would you say, Mike, were one of your winners or some of your winners from last game?
So winners from last game, I would say definitely Jacorian Bennett's one of the winners, I would say.
Whew,
he definitely made some key plays for us.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yeah, definitely Jacorian. To be honest with you, that cornerback room is holding up. So far, so good. Yeah. I haven't really seen a whole lot of players get beat too much. I mean, even at the end of the game, Jack Jones had that nice pass defense as well to pretty much hold off Lamar Jackson and Ravens coming back. Corey, what's another winner, would you say, from the last game?
You could go over across that whole secondary because everybody has some kind of impact play in the second half. But I'm gonna stay true to myself and do the things that I do. Freight train Spillane, bro. Bob Spillane is the man.
Yep. I think he had like 10 tackles and he had an interception. Even had a pass deflection near the end of the game, which forces a 3 and out. Dude was making plays, man. He's making plays all day, man.
They got to start considering him with the top linebackers in the NFL. He needs to be in that conversation, honestly. He's been doing it consistently.
That's high praise. That's high praise, man. That's high praise. I'm surprised y'all didn't say, I guess y'all don't want to say the obvious, but
yeah.
You know, because I seen
Maxx Crosby is unstoppable. He's unstoppable.
Yeah.
Maxx Crosby is unstoppable. That's something that you don't even have to talk about. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna just jump in here too much because I get excited, bro. I get excited when I chart my little plays, when I go ahead and do my highlight tapes. I count 3 drives in a row that Maxx Crosby closed out. 3 drives that he closes out. When I say that he closes out, it's going to be quarterback tag, a tackle for like this play, third down was break up. This dude it's freestyle football. He's doing unbelievable stuff, and he's not supposed to be able to do it. He's playing on the end of the line, but he's playing both edges. He's guarding the A gap from. It's crazy. He's nobody playing football like him at that position right now. I'm not saying he's the best, but right now that game was stupid.
Hey, this is what I wanted to say earlier when I said I didn't want to sound like a homer. It was about Maxx Crosby, and it wasn't just about the Minshew pep talk. It was like, because I was thinking in my head like, damn, like if he has a crazy season, right? And do you think there's potential in today's day and age? Do you think that a MVP could be a defensive player in today's football?
Honestly, I feel like the league is so like offensive driven, like the way that they're even making the rules highly favored in the offense's favor. I would love to see a defense player win it, but I don't think so, bro. I think they're gonna stick with quarterbacks really with that.
Yeah. It's a quarterback league.
I think this year is the year it can happen. I think this year's the year it can happen. Like passing is way down, offense is way down. Like perfect example. There are only 9 quarterbacks on this week 2 to throw for more than 250 yards, right? Like I think there's only been like 66 touchdown passes thus far. So if any time was the time to do it before offenses adjust to what these defenses are doing, now would be the time for a guy to do it. So if Maxx goes out and has like a crazy season where he puts up like, he's like record breaking. He needs to be like a record breaking season. If he does something like that, then I think it can happen. But more likely than not, it's a popularity contest. I don't think Maxx, while he's beloved among his peers, beloved among Raider Nation, I don't think he has enough of that fanfare outside of the Raider Nation for him to get to that level yet.
Hey, if the Raiders continue to win, and this is a big if we continue to win, we finish with a great record, top defense, and it's clear that the defense is carrying that's the identity of the team, and he's clearly the best player on that side of the ball, and you probably could argue maybe best player on the team at this point. Like face of the Raiders, he face of the franchise. I mean, no disrespect to Devontae, but like, Maxx is homegrown, and he's just every year getting better. And now, like at this point, like you could say that he's an elite player. I mean, Corey, like, do you think that Maxx has a shot at winning? I want to say MVP. MVP might be a little bit strong, but because the last time a defensive player, I looked it up, one was LT, 1986, and I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice a special teams player won in 1981. A kicker.
Really?
Yeah.
So that tell you how the game has changed. Yeah, I swear to God. That's crazy.
They were so against whatever. I'm not gonna go there. But as far as Maxx Crosby and his, and his ability to win MVP, if anybody was gonna be able to do it, he'd be able to. Because number one, he's marketable. He's fake, right, and he's an upcoming thing, and he's kind of a hard hat and the characters stuff like that. And if the team does go far, right, very clear they're going far on his back because it's going to have to be the defense carrying us. And I will make some noise, but I just don't see it, bro. I've seen Michael Strahan 22.5 sacks, no whiff. I've seen people go crazy, break interception return records and sack records and all of that, and not even be considered. So I guess I'm just too jaded to think it's a realistic option.
I think the difference I think why Maxx is so different than anybody else, especially anybody else playing defensive end, is that he is an elite pass rusher, but he's also probably the best edge run defender in the league. So I mean, that's where he separates himself from just about everybody else. He plays the run so well, you know, that like you can't deny his impact on the game. You can't say, oh, well, he's a liability in this area, he's a liability in that area. Like he's equally as good of a run stopper as he is a pass rusher. So like you said, if anybody was to do it, and if anybody was to do it, it'd be him, you know. And as you're alluding to, Corey, he is the right persuasion to persuade the nation.
Yeah. He is the complexion for the selection. I know that.
But he definitely is he's a man on a mission though, because I think that like the last couple of years he's felt disrespected for different reasons. You know, great players, they find ways to motivate themselves. And I think last year it was he didn't get any first place votes for Defensive Player of the Year award or something to that effect. I think that's something that he can attain for sure. Like he has a good chance this year to win that Defensive Player of the Year award. You know, MVP is going to be crazy if he does that. And I agree, Corey. Like it feels like in order for a position outside of quarterback to get that award, you literally have to play. Like you literally have to have video game numbers, like something that we never seen before. On top of like your team record has to be on point. It's just it got to be crazy. But
you have to break a record of some kind. It has to be a monumental record. Number one. Okay, it's going to have to be the interception record, the sack record, the something record. You have to break a record, and it's not just a tackle record. It has to be something spectacular.
Yeah,
most interceptions by linebacker or something like that. You know.
Yeah. No.
I'll tell you this. Crowds getting in the zone a couple times this year. It doesn't look real realistic.
Look real different.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Now, just to wrap it up with winners, obviously. You know, we said Maxx, Brock Bowers got to be up in there. He finished with like 9 receptions on 9 targets, 98 yards. 82 of those yards came in the second half. So the boy was doing it during crunch time when they needed him the most. And obviously Devontae Adams. Say that again.
Grown man yards too. He was fun.
Yeah.
This kid, I never like putting nobody out there, but when I was charting these plays, I kept noticing. Number 44 had a rough day in Baltimore. Number 44 had a rough day in Baltimore.
Marlon Humphrey. Yeah.
They were targeting him.
Brock on his ass.
They challenged him for sure.
He had a rough day.
Hey, shout out Raider Resistance. He posted a clip of like a Ravens fan like literally going crazy after the game. I guess I don't know where they were at in the stadium, but it's where the players were coming out, and he was just yelling at him, screaming at him.
That was cold-blooded.
Yes.
He was going in on Marlon Humphrey.
Yeah.
Talking about the podcast. You better not talk about this on your podcast. Oh, that's messed up.
Yeah. Yeah, he was going in, man. He didn't care at all. Like, but you know, outside of Raider fans, you know what I mean, East Coast fans that like they're super passionate about their teams, man. Especially like Baltimore, Philadelphia. You start getting into those teams, like the fan base is crazy. To move it along, man. Let's talk about the losers of the game, man. I don't know if it's. I don't want to call him a loser, but hey,
let me go first.
Some people had to struggle. Some people struggled this game, and I guess Mike, let's start with you, man. Like, let's talk about some of the players that you felt like you could just name one. It don't have to be a lot, but just players that you felt like struggled.
I don't want to say no names just because I know people will be watching, especially your show. Folks be tuning in, so I don't want to say no names. But the center, I will say that the center, he was a little disappointed this week. The center was real disappointing.
Oh, okay. Center is
our center, bro. Our center, number 68.
The Raiders center. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
I think we can all agree like the offensive line struggled. You know, has been struggling the first couple of games of the season. Especially, I'm not gonna lie. The first game, I'm like, you know what? It's Khalil Mack. And I mean, Corey, like, Did you see what I seen on the outs with Colt Miller struggling last game, or was it something else?
Colton Miller is not moving the same, but I'm not going to talk about him. Number 75 needs to be off of the field forever.
Man,
number 75
goodness.
don't ever need to be on the field at all. I don't
75 or 65?
Not doing nothing.
No, he talking about 75.
75.
He talking about. I'm gonna say it, Andres Pete. Andres Pete.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna put it out there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
used to play for the
there.
Saints. You need to go play somewhere else, bro. I'm sorry. I don't really be getting on players in a negative kind of way like that and saying it out loud. But it was bad, and it's not just getting beat. It's how you get beat, how bad you get beat, how consistently you get beat. And I didn't see him win none.
Yeah.
Number 75.
I mean, hey, it's not us saying it too. It's not like we're like, obviously we're watching the game, we see it too. The AP
I saw
saying
him
it.
I saw him get hit so hard by a defensive tackle, he like turned around. Like he didn't know where, like he
Bro,
he
turned and checked on it. Like, what happened?
What are you
Yeah.
doing? Like you,
Yeah.
like
People gotta
the
get
game's
playing
still
for a
going
second.
on. I'm like, man. That was crazy. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Man. That's the craziest thing. Literally, like turned around, had his back to dude. Like he was trying to post him up for a rebound. Like, you're not playing basketball right now.
I think that was the play. I think that was the play where I was like, get him all the way out of here, bro. Get him out of here.
Yeah. There was one number I'm surprised I didn't hear anybody say, but I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna leave that.
Nah, for sure, bro. I'm going 77. I'm going 77. I mean, since we not saying names, I'm going 77. Like,
Hey,
bro,
square up.
Cal
Square
Van Noy had 2 sacks. How you let Cal Van Noy get 2 sacks, bro? Like Cal Van Noy, 2 sacks.
Yeah,
Like,
I didn't know.
crazy, bro.
I thought Van Noy. I didn't even know what Van Noy. Like at this point, I didn't even know he was still in the league, bro. Like he's still out there. He's still playing.
Okay.
See, that's what it is. It's because hold on, Thayer is a cerebral player. Nobody knew Kyle Van Noy was still in the league. He didn't get a chance to say thought it was.
Okay. Night Owl in the chat actually mentioned the name that I thought would have been mentioned, but he didn't get mentioned this week.
Okay.
He lived to fight another day.
I actually, you know what? Let me catch up on the super chats, man. We got some super chats, man. Raider Smoke with the super chat, man. Appreciate the support, man. He says, winner, Max for show. He heard the noise from last week. There you go, man. For sure. Yeah, we agree with you, man. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Speaking of El Capitan, Raph in the building, man. Appreciate the super chat.
Capitan, he's everywhere.
What's good, nation? Raph in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through. We got Smoke again with another super chat. He says, Andres beat Hoot ass. Basically, yeah. He's from New Orleans Saints, yeah, for sure. And New Orleans, by the way, it's off topic. They looking pretty good out there, man. Did we get the wrong offensive coordinator? Did we literally get the wrong offensive coordinator? With Clint Kubiak, obviously coming from San Francisco, goes to, and he got Derek Carr looking good right now. And, obviously we see, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But hey, the issue with Carr is consistency. So we'll see. He plays the Eagles this week, and we'll see what it looks like for the Saints. But all I know is that offense is rolling in New Orleans. So hopefully Getsy can get it together and get this offense going. But going back to the losers of this week, man. I wish I picked a different name. It sounds crazy now saying it.
Right, bro.
It sound crazy, man. I don't even want to say it like that. But
before you even get into it, before we get on the show, because I don't know if any of y'all ever seen me before. You know that I got a problem with language and other kind of things. Bruh had hella ground rules, all these things that I can do and can't do. but you can read. How come I gotta watch my behavior? How come I gotta be good behavior? You can say whatever you want to say about anybody.
Well, look. I try to be as respectful as possible for the most part. I try to be as respectful as possible. I try to be respectful, and I said keep it to the minimum. You know what I mean? Because I know at the end of the day, we all grown men. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be policing anybody, but like out of respect, You feel me? I'm just gonna make y'all aware, but just so y'all know. But I see what you're saying, Corey. I see what you're saying, Corey. I see what you're saying.
I feel you.
He took notice real quick.
Yeah. Like everybody got to be on good behavior, but you.
What happened? Someone getting lined up real quick? I don't.
Exactly, man. It sounds like somebody getting the fresh taper in the bag. This is going.
And see, there it is. Hey, Mike. Hey, I don't know what's going on. That means we running out of time. When Mike's computer have enough and start doing these robot noises.
No.
Damn. Damn, man.
Yeah, dude.
Man.
Hey,
That's
so
all right. My stuff started getting glitchy.
Yeah, but all right, we can all agree the offensive line has been struggling to start the season, and this game ain't any different. I'm trying to find that comment, Mike. You said that someone said that you said that said the name.
Everybody was saying Divine Diablo got to get out of here. It's hella exclamation point in capital letters. Everybody's saying number 5 got to sit down.
Well, I'm gonna let Severe.
I want to say the name again. That was him right there. Yeah,
I'm gonna let Severe speak on this because I feel like he got a strong opinion about this. So if you want to go ahead and talk about Divine Diablo, because you feel like there's a little narrative going on that's not really 100% true.
No, people, you crazy. You think Divine Diablo had a bad game? You didn't watch the film at all, bro. Divine Diablo actually played pretty well. He had one loud miss, and that was that Derrick Henry play.
That's Derrick Henry.
Yeah, the Derrick Henry play. But there's also a tackle that Spillane missed against Derrick Henry. There's also a time where Spillane got cooked by Isaiah Likely in the open field. It's also that time Spillane got beat in zone coverage to Zay Flowers over the middle of the field. Zane also been in play action and gave up the touchdown to Zay Flowers as well. So if we're gonna talk about guys that's not playing well, like if you watch the film, you'll see that Spillane actually played worse, really, than Divine Diablo. He gave up, especially in pass coverage.
I'm gonna hang up right now and watch the game again.
The film, bro. Watch all 22. Don't watch broadcast. Don't watch the broadcast. Watch all 22.
I don't know, man. I can't say he's better. He played better than Spillane, bro.
Spillane made big splashes. Like he had the interception, and he had another. I want to say he had another play that was a big splash. So like that's stuff you notice. Like big splash, but you don't notice that he's in zone coverage. He doesn't keep his depth. He bites on a play action, and they complete a pass over the top of his head. You don't peep that in the end zone. He bites on the same play action again that they just beat him with earlier for a touchdown. So it's like. You can't tell me about this football. I watched, like I said, I spent hours watching all 22.
I might be able to tell you a little bit about football stuff because what I'm concerned about is not the splash plays. I'm concerned about the regular plays, whether it's going to be a 2-yard tackle or a 2-yard loss that Spillane is creating on Divine Diablo's side.
No.
You see
him? And actually, no, man. Divine Diablo, his run fits were great this week. As a matter of fact, there's a play when Spillane got washed out and Diablo had to cover Spillane.
That does happen.
So, exactly.
I can't say that he played good run defense. Not this week. I can't say that.
People go at these narratives, so they play people they don't like, and they amplify any mistake they make. And if they like,
I like Divine Diablo.
I don't like that one, bro.
I don't think he's playing with.
I'm sure you think he's a very nice guy. I'm sure you think he's a very nice young man, and he probably treats his mom real good and all that stuff. But as a football player, I can tell you don't like him. But I can say I let this film piece for her. I cooked Divine Diablo last week. Cooked him last week. So I'm not gonna. I keep it straight. Like this week, he played again. He played a good game. He had that one bad miss against Derrick Henry in the open field, but that's Derrick Henry. Like Derrick Henry. He does that to people. I said he cooks Spillane as well. Isaiah likely cooks Spillane. So I mean, if we're gonna call a spade, we gotta call a spade a spade.
Hey, you did mention? Did you mention the safeties? The safeties. I mean, Marcus Epps, as well. He's as well as he's a good tackler at times. He can also give up some catches. I feel like he gave up some catches.
Give him something to eat. Try that, Mike. Is it like snack? Is it hungry? Because it sounds like maybe it's a stomach rumbling thing type of thing. Is it? I'm just.
Oh man, today's the show of jokes, man. Appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We got 2 big-time guests over here, man. Black Team Broadcast, Corey and Mike, man. They out here talking Raider football, man. Make sure to go over there and support they podcast, as well as follow them all over social media.
Dudes is hilarious. They are hilarious, bro. Y'all will be laughing the entire show, guaranteed.
But yeah, hey, let the people. Yeah, man.
I'm about to go log off and go watch Divine Diablo play run defense.
Go watch it. Go watch it.
I have to
watch them fill the alley
right now.
Watch them fill the alley.
And when you prove me wrong, when I look at this all 22,
right after.
Hey, when I watch this all 22 and I'm wrong, I'm gonna be just as loud about being wrong as I was. You know, I'm saying, hey, this dude told me, but I'm thinking about very specific plays. I think wrong, but we see.
Well, hey, Myra has a special message for the panel, real quick, man. Appreciate the super chat. She says, official gray sweat season super chat because I'm still on a high from the Baltimore trip. Hashtag 50-50. I appreciate the super chat, Myra.
Hashtag 50-50 all day.
All day, every day, man. We appreciate it. But yeah, so that, I mean, we're not gonna go too hard as far as when the Raiders win and talk about a lot of but we can speak to it overall. Like the offensive line struggled. I think safeties, Morg, I think gave up a touchdown too as well. Y'all could argue about Divine Diablo. I think this is gonna be a big year for him as well as Morg too, because I think they're on their last year of their rookie deals too. So I know that that's gonna be, this year is gonna be a big year for them in their careers. So we'll be paying attention to that. But yeah, man, let's
unsung hero of the game, Adam Butler. Adam Butler was a dog. A dog and a half.
Don't get Corey started with Adam Butler. Don't get Corey.
You don't
like
Adam Butler neither? Don't tell me you don't like Adam Butler, bro. If you don't like
complete opposite.
Okay, I'm about to say, but if you don't like Adam Butler, bro, you guys just log off and go feed.
Can't nobody tell me nothing about one of the best rotational tackles in the NFL. Can't nobody tell me nothing about it.
He was a dog. It was several times they were double teaming Adam Butler in the middle, leaving Christian Wilkins and Maxx Crosby single. He was a dog.
Yeah. Early on, man.
Hey, how come your eyes don't work when you watch linebackers?
Bro, I watched the film, bro. I call it like I see it.
I know, but why your eyes stop working when you watch number 5? You on point about everything else.
Bro. They work fine. They work 100%. They work even better. They work even better. I catch what y'all don't see.
Oh man. All right, you know what? Hey, look. Man, we appreciate Black Team Podcast really coming through, and I know they're super busy. So, but real quick, I know y'all are super busy, but we do a thing called Flag on a Play. Flag on a Play is where we call out something that we have an issue with, whether it's about the Raiders or anything going on in the NFL. So this week, Raider fans still hating on Minshew. We're gonna call the flag right there. What are y'all thoughts on that, man? Because there's fans out there who are like, I don't know what it is about AOC, but they are diehard AOC fans until the very end, and to the point where, like, even if Minshew literally won a game he literally won the game, help them win the game, they're still trying to call for his starting job. How do y'all feel about that, Corey? Let's start with you.
Me personally, I'm not a huge Minshew fan in the world, but bro got heart, and he was just too tough. I don't know. I gotta let him play.
Mm-hmm. Now, okay, Mike, what do you feel about it?
In my opinion, I mean, when we first signed him, I was cool with the signing. I honestly thought we were going to bring in like a rookie quarterback, but I mean, for the moment, he's the guy that we're rolling with. So he got the hot hand right now, and I mean, like Corey said, he got hard. He showed what he had to do. He proved it. He got us that win.
Yeah,
and it's like without Gardner Minshew, honestly, who knows? If Aiden O'Connell's in that situation, no disrespect to him, but who knows how that outcome of that game would have been. Maybe we would have probably lost that game.
Yeah. Now I thought they were going to get a young QB in the draft, like at some point, whether it was in the first round or even at some point in the draft. They didn't do that. They were like, you know what? So at that point, what that told me, I'm like, all right, y'all really think that AOC, because he's the younger guy. I mean, not by a lot, because I think Minshew's 28 and AOC's like 26. but he's a second year player, so you think that he's going to get at least a little bit better, and they're going to try to. It felt like they're going to go with AOC, and then I guess AP didn't feel comfortable with AOC going against all these talented D linemen these first few games. Went with experience and mobility and all that good stuff, but you know what? At the end of the day, he won the game for the Raiders last game. He helped win the game, and if he continues to do that, it don't matter. I don't care who's at quarterback. To be honest with you, because I know for a fact. I don't know for a fact, but I think we can all feel confident. Like, hey, the Raiders they're gonna go after a young QB next year. I just feel like that's gonna happen. They got to. Come on, man.
I got another flag on the play, I would say, but also speaking of young quarterbacks is the Carolina Panthers. Huge flag on the play right there, the way they went about that whole situation.
Yeah.
Huge
that's actually the next one. That you actually went ahead of it real quick. Yeah, Panthers mentioned Bryce Young, but go ahead, speak on it.
Honestly, I feel like it was way too soon, but I get it. It's a new regime, a new coach, new GM, so he probably wants his guy, but I feel like 2 games into the season, like, that's a little too soon. Like, you have that kid, like, right out with him. At this point, it's like either he's going to win you some games or you're going to end up, again, likely first overall pick. But the way that they went about it, it's crazy. And honestly, he doesn't deserve that. Speaking of a team that needs a quarterback and is looking for a younger quarterback, why don't we take a shot? If he is available, why not? Hey. Why not? Hey, you never know. For the low, you never know.
Always go push his issue. He always go push his issue.
Hey, I'm right there with you, bro. I'm right there with you, brother.
I'm with you.
I'm right there with you, bro.
I'm with you. And I actually put a poll out today, and I asked Raider Nation how they felt about how they felt about adding Bryce Young for a later round pick. I'm not saying for a first round pick. I'm not saying for a second round pick. I'm not even saying a third round pick. Hey, I'm not even saying even a fourth round pick.
Yeah.
Fifth, sixth, seventh for a guy that was picked number 1 overall, and you know the situation with the Panthers is terrible, terrible. Like they literally he's had 3 different offensive coordinators, 3 different play callers. Can you name 3 offensive players outside of y'all probably can name them. I mean, y'all NFL fans, but I'm just saying, can you name? I'm just being honest. Y'all can't really
average
name.
NFL fan couldn't name 3 players on the Carolina Panthers offense.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
Outside of Bryce.
But unfortunately, is this going to be one of them games where we going to name some offensive players? We going to discover these offensive players on Sunday? Is that what's going to happen to us? I think they're bad. Never mind. They're just too bad.
I hope not.
I hope not, man. Because I hope that the Raiders don't take this opponent lightly, because we've seen in the past where they'll play well against good teams, and then for some reason they'll play down to their opponent. Hopefully it's not going to happen this week, because I feel like AP he's going to have these guys
AP got you running laps at halftime when you up by 90. So no,
exactly.
I don't think so, bro.
Exactly. And it's they're coming back home. This second home opener. But going back to the poll, I asked Raider Nation, I said, hey, look, would y'all want Bryce Young for a later round pick? And 46% said yes to improve the QB room, but 54% no. He's a bust. So I don't know where they're at with this, but to me it's a win-win. But I will say this though. The only thing that you probably could point to and be like, you know what? I don't want that contract. Because if they trade for him, they also trade for his first round pick contract. I think we lost Corey. But yeah, if they're gonna, and I think he annually on average makes $3 million less than Minshew. So Minshew, I believe, makes $12 million a year within his 2-year contract. I think he makes about $9 million a year annually. He's a first round pick, number 1 pick. So you are paying him that money too. And if you trade for him, you're gonna be on the hook for that contract. Would y'all do it? Even though you'll be accepting that contract?
Honestly, it's not too crazy. I would do it, especially if he pans out.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I think it's worth the risk.
We have 37 million in cap space still. Pending, I don't know what we're giving to Kayvon Chase and that Caillou, whatever the dude's name is, but we have about 30 million left. So it's a pretty cheap contract until you pick up the 5th year option, then it balloons. But if you're willing to pick up his 5th year option, it's because he's playing well. So I'd rather I'd take a gamble on that kind of talent.
I feel you. So yeah, I would too. I don't see why not. I mean, like, it's not like we have the most talented quarterback room, and I think quarterback is one of the hardest positions to get right. Like, if you've been a fan for the Raiders for a while now, you know that's a position that we haven't gotten right a lot of times. More time we've been wrong more times than not. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was the Terrell Pryor era. There was the we can get into, I don't know, Merck Meyer, Marcus Tuiasosopo. You want to get into, I mean, like, if you Andrew Walter, Kerry Collins, so many different quarterbacks. Jamarcus Russell.
The list is crazy.
Bruce Gradkowski.
Bruce Gradkowski.
There was another. Bruce was solid.
A backup, solid backup. You see what I'm saying? But when you talk about franchise quarterback, it's a whole different story.
Dude I was hopeful. The one quarterback I was hopeful for, but he got hurt, and then
Jason Campbell
went to crap. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Jason Campbell.
Yeah,
I was hopeful, bro.
What's crazy is that now we look back on Jason Campbell finally, but I remember, like, I used to be in those, like, Raider blogs and stuff. Like, people was like low key shitting on Jason Campbell. Like, that's what happened, bro. Like, it was a play earlier in that year. I talk about this all the time. It was a play earlier in that year against the Jaguars on the third down, and Jason Campbell slid, and people, like, cooked him. Like, fans was trashing him, talking crap about him. So when it came to time for Cleveland, instead of sliding on that third down, he dove, and then the rest is history.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, you know what? Hey, we'll keep an eye on it, because the Panthers, it just sounds so weird, because when they asked the coach, like, his long-term, availability as far as the decision, is it a long-term move or is it a short-term move? He wouldn't answer it. So I don't know what's going on.
I feel like just the way that it happened so abruptly, in my opinion, they got to be thinking about trading him, just because it's way too soon to give up on a young quarterback like that. And the fact that it's like, obviously you can't trade nobody when they're hurt. So maybe that might be the possibility. They're just keeping them healthy. That way they could possibly move them out of there.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Well,
if that's the case, they gonna sell. They gotta sell Super though. They gotta sell for like 5th, 6th territory.
Yeah. And if I'm AP Tom Telesco,
you gotta
pick up that phone right away. You gotta
do it. And on top of that too, if they was gangster, they would still try to target a QB in the draft.
Fact.
You know what I mean? Improve that QB room, bro.
Yeah.
Improve it.
See who's the best.
Yeah.
Exactly, man. Hey, Mike, man, we appreciate you coming through, man, and showing us some love and having a good show. Shout out to Corey. I think he had some technical difficulties, but I'm sure hey, look, we appreciate him coming through as well. Let the people know where they can find you. Yeah, no, all good. Let the people know where they can find you, where what to look forward to, all that good stuff.
You can find me at Machiavelli24, both on Twitter and IG. For Corey, it's Big Corey 00, both IG, Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
For BTB in general, for the group, you can find us on Instagram at Black Team Broadcast. It's the full word. And then for Twitter, it is Black Team Biz, B-I-Z.
There you go.
And look forward to weekly podcasts, and then as long as we keep winning and doing well, hopefully we'll see some more highlights and stuff from both myself and Corey.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And hopefully we'll be able to do this again. We'll be tuning in as well. And just and the Raiders just keep winning, man. When it's easy to talk about the Raiders when they win, bro. I'll be honest with you.
Absolutely.
When they start the last year with McDaniels, it was tough. It was real tough talking about the team. But this year feels like there's a whole new energy with AP. But I'm looking forward to how the season rolls out, man. But I appreciate you coming through, man, for sure.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right, bro.
Man,
peace. All right, man. Hey, that was a Black Team Broadcast, man. We appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to head over to their social medias and give them a follow. They do a show every Thursday, Black Team Broadcast, every Thursday at 7. Make sure to check them out. Big Corey and Mike. So make them check them out, man. They're doing big things. Obviously, Corey with his commentary, his mixes, and obviously he does the podcast. And then Mike with his player mixes. He's really, man, as far as editing, I got to talk to him, man, because he knows what he's doing when it comes to editing. So,
cold, man.
Man, he's cold for sure, man. But yeah, that pretty much that pretty much. Oh, we didn't even do the flag on the play, right, man? We didn't even do the flag on the play.
No, we didn't have it up there, man.
69 offense. He was giving them the business.
But I mean, that pretty much wraps up flag on the play. But I mean, there was another one, but you know what? I'm gonna let you, if you really want to talk about it. It was Monday Night Football. I don't know if you want to get into that or do you want to move it along?
I mean, we could touch on it real quick. Just that Nick Sirianni call late in the game, where they had an opportunity to run the ball, run down a whole bunch of clock, and he was aggressive there. And sometimes that could pay off, and sometimes that can bite you in the butt. Actually, the play call wasn't bad. They got Saquon open. They throw the ball to Saquon, and Saquon drops it. And that was basically a sure first down that would have locked up the game. The game's over right there. But like when you play to win, sometimes you can lose. So he was aggressive there. He played to win. He didn't play not to lose. Unfortunately, execution, the player execution didn't hold up on their end. So that's why we talk about all the time. Like, we could talk about play calling, we could talk about coach's decision, but at the end of the day, like, this is a player's game. This is a player's league. The coaches try to put the players in the best position they can, but if the players don't execute, you can't always blame the coach. And I think he took a lot of heat for that, but it was a Saquon drop. So I put that more on Saquon than I do on Nick Sirianni.
Yeah. Hey, do you think Sirianni's overrated?
I mean, the jury's still out. The jury's still out on him, man. I mean, it may have been Shane Steichen, but the coach are low-key struggling too. So it's like, hey, those guys may need each other.
Yeah, I think it's that Gus Bradley effect too, as well. Because Gus Bradley, I think the defense is more of an issue than I think the offense. But I'm not really following the Colts like that. But I know that the defense is beginning a lot of plays, big plays, because they had and this has been an issue with Gus Bradley coach defense too. There's inability to stop the run. Josh Jacobs literally killed him last week. I think he ran the ball for at least 150 yards. So on the ground,
because he likes those light pass rushers. So that's his issue. Like, he likes those like Yannick Ngakoue type guys where they just play the pass, they don't play the run at all. So it's like, But even then, like, they only gave up 16 points. And so, and the coach only scored 10. So Shane Steichen's supposed to be this offensive genius. You got Jonathan Taylor, you got Michael Pittman, you got Downs, you got Anthony Richardson. But they got a pretty good tight end. I forget his name. He has a weird name, but he had a pretty good tight end as well. And they scored 10 points. So
Yeah, man. And shout out to Raiders Smoke again, man, my guy. We did a post game the other day, man. Appreciate him coming through. Make sure that he's actually trying to get on YouTube. So make sure give him a follow on YouTube. Subscribe to his channel. He says
that was a good one.
Yeah, man. Andy Dalton, we all got to get on live too as well, man. We got to make that happen soon. But he says Andy Dalton is 4-0 against us. Can't sleep on. Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point, man. Andy Dalton is 4-0, but I just. Man, I hopefully I feel like this is a different. The Red Rifle, man. I'm hoping that it's a different Raiders team. It's just just based off how AP has had these guys prepared, coached up. Yeah. But the biggest X factor and the one thing that I'm concerned about is the offense. But we're playing against a team that literally has been struggling. I mean, the Panthers to stop the run. To stop anybody, to be honest with you. They've been blown out in both games.
Yeah.
But we can't now there's a new quarterback. And with a new quarterback, you expect that the ball is going to be their offense might play a little better. The defense might be playing a little bit better. We don't know. It might be a whole energy boost for that team. So we'll see. But man, that 4-0, I don't like that, man. I don't like that record, man. We got to give them that first loss.
I don't like that either. And no, I don't even want to say it. I'm not even gonna say it.
It's all good.
I'm not gonna jinx it. I'll say it offline. I'm not gonna say it on air.
All right. But let's actually move it along, man. To notable quotables. This is where we find some interesting quotes that we want to play. Man, my guy Smoke again with the super chat, man. Let's acknowledge my guy, man. He said, hopefully he's a red deuce and not a rifle. Hey, man, straight clowning, man. Appreciate the super chat, man. Yeah, hopefully he's trash, man. Hopefully he's trash for sure. Hopefully. No doubt. But let's get back to it, man. Notable quotables. If you want to give the people the intro to that first quote while I set this up.
So yeah, man. A lot of people have been asking or been talking about the run game. You know, the Raiders were expected to be a run-first team. I think a lot of people have pointed the blame squarely at just one particular individual, where AP kind of pushed back on that narrative a little bit when he was asked about the Raiders struggling to run the ball early in the year.
So let me go ahead and play this video right here.
It's got to start up front. It starts with, I'll be honest, coaching cliche here, but it starts with me. It starts with our coaches, our offensive line coach, our coordinator. That's.
All right, hold on. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Let's see this.
It's got to start up front. Coaching cliche here, but it's with the start. It's it starts with. Listen, I'll be honest, and coaching cliche here, but starts with me. It starts with our coaches, our offensive line coach, our coordinator. That's poor. That's piss poor, and it's not good enough. And our players are going to hear about it here in a second. We just can't do that. It's just, under 2 yards carry, getting knocked back. Third and short, not getting it. There has to be an intent and a play style that we talked about, that we practice, that we've been preaching since day one, and it's not showing up on game day. So obviously, if it's changes that need to be made or scheme, everything's on the table.
Hey, that's AP as honest as it gets. Talking about
not as honest as it gets, because as we had talked about, there was a bit more honesty in there that got left out.
What actually got cut out? Let's talk about that, because you were saying that what exactly got cut out? Let the people know.
I actually sent it to you.
So the actual original, they cut out the original.
They cut out part of his answer.
Wow. I mean, I think that might happen more often than not, because AP is. I think he might be too honest for some people.
Yeah, I've never peeped that before. I was looking for that particular section, because he actually drops the name, and then I don't know who did it, but that thing wasn't there when I saw it, when I looked for the quote.
Ultimate Raider fan 32, man. Turf, man, appreciate you coming through. He says, what it do, panel? Salute, man. Appreciate you coming through. We got to get you on here soon, man. Got to make that happen for sure. But yeah, man, look, I don't mind it. I don't mind the honesty. I think the players, they respond to it at the end of the day, man. They're responding to it as what, like, they respond to AP. So I don't mind it as well. And in that same the press conference, he was holding the coaches accountable too as well. Like, he was talking about the coaches, not just the players. So I think a lot of the people can respect where AP's coming from when he says that. So, but I think AP, he's like I said, I think he's just too honest for the PR people for the Raiders. They're like, hey, you can't say that. You can't say that. You can't do that, AP. Come on now. We gotta. Yeah. And he doesn't care at all. He's gonna talk. And even, did you see that hug that he gave to Telesco, by the way?
Yeah. That was
Telesco looked a little uncomfortable. Telesco was like, oh my God.
Telesco went to human resources to complain. Like, got a little aggressive. Nah, but he was amped, man. I love to see it, man. AP was amped, man. He was happy to see the win. It's a big win for him, man. Is his first win as the Raiders' full-time head coach. Came against a team that was in the AFC Championship game last year, who many people thought they would win that game. So it's a big win for him. It's a big win for him.
Yeah, that definitely. So if you want to let the people know what the second clip is here for notable quotables.
Yeah, so one of the biggest plays in the game was after we get that score, the Ravens get the ball back with the opportunity to drive down the field and basically essentially take the lead. And on the first play of that drive, Maxx Crosby comes around on the stunt and sacks Lamar Jackson, and that basically sets the tempo for what the Ravens are able to do on the rest of that drive, and for what the Raiders do to close out the game.
Oh, real quick, before we play that clip, this is what, so that the video you sent me was the last video you sent me is the clip that they cut out. All right, let me go ahead and play it. That's what Saveer's talking about.
It ain't Zamir. We got to start up front, man. The big boys up front got to block. Bottom line, they know it. We're gonna talk about it here in a few minutes.
Sheesh. Hey, and I seen that. Like literally was all over social media. The beat writers quoted it. They talked about it.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of
man. I listened to it twice. I couldn't find, so maybe I missed it. Hey, I'm not above fault. Maybe I missed it, but I listened to the thing all the way through twice. I couldn't find that. I couldn't find a quote in there.
Yeah. So this is what Saveer was talking about. They cut this part off, which you can do. I think you can go on YouTube and you can actually cut some certain parts of the video, so you can edit it. So it's a lot of work. Whoever got to do it got to actually go in there and find the exact spot. But I guess they were like, hey, you need to do that immediately right now. Like, we can't have that type of talk going on because, I don't know, maybe it caused a lot of drama. Who knows? But, hey, man, AP's running that's what I'm saying. AP's running the show at the end of the day. He's the coach. Like, just let him be. Like, it's not like no one heard it, you know? But
yeah,
it is what it is, man. So the next notable quotable is by Maxx. You can go ahead and play real quick.
That's just chemistry. Me and Christian, we've been working all off season, being on the same page, and he did a great job of penetrating the B gap. And, I just felt him upfield, so I went and took my shot and got home. So I know it was a big play for us, and, it was awesome. So I got to give credit to the whole D-line, doing their job as well.
Yeah, that was a timely sack right there. That sack reminded me of Khalil Mack. You know what I mean? 2016, man, he was the closer. If y'all remember, man, like a lot of people talked about, Derek Carr played well and this and a third, but the best player on the team was Khalil Mack. Yeah. And, obviously, Derek Carr, he played well that year, but Khalil Mack at the end of the game, our defense wasn't elite, but, you put him in obvious passing situations, you got like guy like Khalil Mack to end the game for you, man. He's the closer. And Maxx, I think the defense, like as soon as, and what helped this, obviously they had that big turnover, but I think what helped obviously is the offense. When the offense would start scoring, you seen how it just added more fuel to that defense. I felt like they're like, oh, we getting points now? Y'all scoring for us now? Oh, okay, we got it. We taking over, and the rest is history. But yeah, like. What did you think of that quote, and just overall, like Maxx and Christian Wilkins so far this season?
Yeah, man, I think those guys are playing well. I mean, I think the whole defensive line is playing well, even while missing a guy like Kuntz. Maxx is playing well, Christian Wilkins is playing well, Adam Butler is playing well. Even Janarius Robinson, right? He got a sack taken away from him. I seen Snowden. He made a few plays. He's also had some struggles as well. But I think for the most part, those guys are playing really well. And as you called it, man, that's what puts Maxx in that rarefied air. When you start making big plays like that to close out games, like that's when you become a household name. That's when people start, hey, you know what? Like they start talking about you as, not just the best at your position or not just the leader of your team, but one of the best in the league. And as we already see from the NFL Top 100, he's already has that respect from his peers, right? He's actually more respected by his peers than he is, by the media. So I just think that, once we start winning and we see him make those kind of plays, that's going to change the narrative, and he's going to get more of the respect that he deserves so much because, he's been a baller.
Yeah, and the thing is too, right now, Christian Wilkins, he hasn't had a sack yet, but the impact is still felt. Like it's like he's like the big man. If this is like if we're talking about basketball, like Christian Wilkins would basically be a center, a power forward. He'll do all the dirty work, and obviously, like Maxx is like he'll get all the accolades and all the attention because he's the guard, the flashy guy. But eventually those sacks will come. But right now, Maxx is I think he's loving Christian Wilkins right now because he's literally because what I'm noticing is they're putting him on the same side and they're running stunts and they can't stop it. They can't stop it. They can't stop it at all, man. So we'll see what the Panthers do and whatever. Let's actually we'll get into that. We'll actually get into that in a little bit. But yeah, let's get into the chat real quick, man. We got everybody pulling up right now. We got so much to talk about. Walters. Some people saying, this is when we're talking about the quarterbacks. Jason Campbell, Kyle Bowler. Yeah, he did play for the Raiders.
That was gross.
Whew. Kyle Bowler, man. Gross. Man, he played for the Ravens too as well. I think they're the team that drafted him. They drafted him, but
yeah, Kyle Bowler, out of Cal, another Cal guy. That's what ruined Aaron Rodgers.
I think so, man. I think so, man. Why are people making a lot of? We got people in a lot of Diddy jokes, man. That's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, man. Hey, Ray Love wants to
Protect the Shield in here too, and I rate the tape in here as well.
Man, shout out PTS, man. Rate the tape, man. Appreciate you coming through. And Ray Love has one of our mods, man, holding it down. I appreciate him. He says, run them likes, y'all. Yeah, make sure to hit that like button. Clock in, as we like to say it on the channel, man. Clock in. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. I'm right there at 5K. I'm 5 away, man. I'm just letting y'all know. I don't talk about the numbers, but I'm like 5 away. So if y'all haven't subscribed, just go over here and just subscribe for me real quick. Because I know y'all watch all the time, man. Some of y'all not subscribe. Y'all be watching all the time. Come on, don't be a hater, but just hit that subscribe button. But
it's easy.
Yeah, easy. Not for real. But let's move it along. Angelo right here says flag on a play. Pharaoh turned down Amon St. Brown for Chris Godwin. Make a trade, Pharaoh. Stop being stingy. Man, see, Angelo, man, you be trying to send me. I don't know if he does this to anybody else in the league. He be trying to send me the ruthless trades, one-sided trades. He's like, oh, is he gonna bite? Is he?
That's not a bad trade. I'm Ross St. Brown for Chris Godwin. That's not bad.
Nah. It was more players. He sent me like a 3-team trade, and it was like just a lot of trash. And I think is Amon St. Brown, is he hurt? I don't know if he's hurt.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I don't know. And Chris Godwin was balling last game too. So don't think I don't pay attention to stuff like that, man. Come on now. Night Owl says, I'm giving the O-line until game 5 to improve. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
we definitely got to.
Hey. I mean, they're gonna be shaking.
Game 4 is Cleveland. We got Myles Garrett coming game 4.
Okay, hey, real quick, Severe. What would you say is like the best starting 5 on the offensive line? If you had to if all things being equal and everybody was healthy.
Our best starting 5. I mean, it's hard to say without having seen Jackson Powers Johnson. But right now, like none of them are playing. No, none of the starting 5 we have now are playing well at all. It's like none of them are playing well. Colton's struggling, Whitehair is struggling, James is struggling, Parham struggling, Munford, like they're all struggling. Like none of them are playing well. So it's like, if I had to say it, I would probably put still Colton Miller at left tackle, Jackson Powers Johnson at left guard. Or no, actually, you know what? I'll probably throw Thayer at left guard, Jackson Powers Johnson at center, let Parham stay at right guard, and I might even put Glaze in there at right tackle because Munford has been cheeks, but at least that way you get James off the field and you get Munford off the field.
Oh, okay. Shout out Ray the Tape because the other day he said Maxx is now elite, and I was like, I don't know. I think Maxx was elite before this. Just based off like his status as one of the best edge defenders, in my opinion. To me, he was top 3 last year, but you can argue that. But his point is that's why I said the other day that Crosby showing me that elite status because he wasn't closing games. Previous years, that's an elite edge defender. I don't know. Yeah. Maxx low-key was closing games. I think he was doing that back in 2021. If you remember that playoff game when he was pressuring Justin Herbert, I believe, right? He was. I mean, he wasn't getting. I don't know if he got a sack but I'm trying to. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I think Maxx.
That play we saw the other day. That was like a closer play.
Yeah.
I was like,
now this is clear. It's clear cut now. It's clear cut. Yeah. It's clear cut. I guess you could say that it's more clear cut now more than ever that Maxx is an elite player. But
those are plays that stick out. Those are the plays that stick out. Like Maxx will play well. He'll pressure a guy, but those are the plays that stick out. That's why everybody's like, oh, Spillane had a great game. Even though he got cooked like 3-4 times in coverage, but he had a big tackle in the backfield and he had an interception. So everybody's like, oh man, he balled out. Like he didn't. But but people remember those plays. Those are the plays that stick out. So that's what stays in people's minds.
Nate says, Bills fan here. Why do I keep hearing the rumor Raider fans want Bryce Young? No way this is true. Yeah, we just said it ain't no rumor. It's facts. I'm one of those Raider fans that said that we need to get Bryce Young. Have you seen our quarterback room?
Exactly.
Look, we got to get better. We got to improve that position and, hey, let the best man win. I think if we can get a young quarterback in Bryce Young, he don't necessarily, would you say, if you get him for, let's say, a later round pick, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't even expect him to contribute, or he could just sit on the bench and just literally learn the playbook. And he's a young player, second year in the league. And yeah, there wouldn't be no pressure. And then the thing is too, it's not like you're tied to AOC, who's like literally a 5th round, 6th round pick. So he's on a really super cheap contract. And then you got obviously, from obviously Minshew, he's on a 2-year deal. Is it fully guaranteed? I'm trying to think. Is it a fully 2-year deal? I think it's like 3 year, 2-year guaranteed. So there's that part of it. So maybe the Raiders, they're gonna have to make sense of that. But you know what? I don't know, man. I think it makes sense to me. I don't know. Everybody. I don't know how I don't know how everybody's questioning the Bryce Young right now because they're not looking at the whole situation with the Panthers. It's not like we've never seen a bad organization ruin players. And I think maybe you could speak to this, Severe. Like, we've seen plenty of Raider teams who have been subpar, haven't been good, but we've seen players come through that we thought, oh, we're really good, like the Denarius Moores and they seem to be good early on, but then as time goes on, they never get better and, they never really take that next step. Do you think that's on the Raiders or on the player or both?
It's both. I mean, it's both. It's difficult to have that kind of success when you're in that poor of an environment, right? It's no coincidence that the Steelers, they win all the time. It's not that they're just, hey, they always pick the right players, and they've had some they've had some busts. Like Kenny Pickett, bust. Devin Bush was a bust. Like they've had plenty of busts, but just they create a culture that's conducive to people having success. So that way, if you move on from a guy, it wasn't because this organization was dysfunctional, or we switched 3 schemes on them, or like the head coach had a plan for him and now their plan is scrapped. We know it's because of the player. So that's why I always talk so much about, bro, you have to give these head coaches time. That's why, like, even with AP can lose every game the rest of this year. And I'm going to say you need to give AP time. You have to let these guys develop and build things the right way. It's not always going to be quick success, right? We're not cooking TV dinners. We're making Thanksgiving dinner. You feel me? So that doesn't happen quickly. It takes a long time. So if you want that quality, you got to put that time in. You got to invest that time, and it may not always work. But if you don't give it a chance to work, then it will never work.
Yeah. Yeah, it does go both ways because it's called accountability at the end of the day. Like, you got to put in the work. But also, what I was trying to get at is, like, the Raiders, they had some dysfunction, in the past, some really bad dysfunction. So we've seen what dysfunction looks like, and it wasn't just Al Davis signing a player to a contract more than any other player and no one was going to pay that contract. It was like developing players. You know what I mean? Like we actually heard players in the podcast, like where you hear these former NFL players, when they talk about the Raiders, they're talking about like how, you know, they didn't really develop players. And like, that's where you get what I'm going with this. Like, so what I'm trying to say is that like, it didn't help that Jamarcus Russell had to play for a dysfunctional franchise. You know what I'm saying? But the other side to it is Jamarcus Russell didn't help himself as well. Exactly. But the thing is with Bryce Young, I don't think it's a situation where he's not putting in work. I think the dysfunction is only coming from the team. I don't think it's coming from the player. If that makes sense. So I'm not hearing anything from Bryce Young, he's out there partying all night. He's you know, like you're not hearing some off-field issues with Bryce Young, but what you're hearing with Bryce Young and the Panthers is the fact that, like, you know, they're firing coaches, they're playing different offenses, they're not putting pieces around him. That's kind of the things that I'm hearing. I'm like, hey, that's fixable. The Raiders we got a defense, we got pieces, you know. But, you know, that's a whole different conversation. We don't got to get stuck on that. But I just thought it was interesting that some people don't want to make that move. But M Easy got a question. He says, would you guys trade for Reddick?
Hassan Reddick? Nah, that's because you'd have to give up something big, and he's mad because he's not getting paid. So basically, you'd be giving up something for pretty much a guaranteed 1-year rental. So, I mean, I'd rather not. Like, now, if we got to a situation where we get closer to the trade deadline and we're like, hey, you know what? We can definitely like make a playoff push. Mm-hmm. Then you're thinking like, okay, maybe. But as of right now, you know, like, you got to see what this Kuhn situation how this Kuhn situation plays out, see how this Tyree situation plays out, and go from there.
Super Army Crown says Bowers is the first round pick to have immediate impact since Josh Jacobs. Oh, okay.
Facts.
Yeah, we can't deny that right there. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Man, hey, we got people pulling up left and right. I'm trying to get to every chat here because earlier we kind of got lost track. Rodney Boyd says
a big impact, like a huge impact.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, and Rodney Boyd says, I expect this to be a good game. Panthers fan here. Okay, shout out to you, man. Appreciate you coming through. I like the fact that y'all play hard to the end of each game. Yeah, and that's a reflection of who? Antonio Pierce, man, if we're being honest. Bryce Young has no arm. I wouldn't say he has no arm, man. Nah. I think
crazy.
Nah, he got a solid arm. He doesn't have an elite arm. He doesn't have an elite arm. I think he has solid to good arm. It's not. He has a better arm than Minshew.
For damn sure has a better arm than Minshew, and for damn sure has a better arm than Aiden O'Connell.
Facts, 100%.
So,
yeah.
If he has no arm, then the we in some serious trouble because he's a better arm than both of the quarterbacks on our roster.
And on top of that, too, about Bryce Young, a lot of people talked about, you know, Bryce Young and his size. I think he's an outlier. You know what I mean? We've all seen it before. We've seen the Russell Wilsons. We've seen small quarterbacks be successful, obviously, with, you know, the guy over and with the Arizona, Kyle Murray. He's not the biggest, and he's bigger than Kyle Murray. But, you know, Bryce Young is not the biggest quarterback, so a lot of people point to that. But he hasn't really – it's not like he's hurt. You know what I mean? It's not like he's getting – you know, I mean, obviously he's been sacked a lot, but – I don't know if he was hurt last year. Did he miss any games? I don't think so. Not to the point where you could say, oh, man, like it's because he's small. You know what I mean? Like, so he hasn't really missed any games like that. He did take a big hit, though.
For example, look at Anthony Richardson. He was way bigger, and he was hurt all last year. So sometimes those bigger QBs, it gives you like a false sense of security. We see Josh Allen all the time out there, you know, like taking huge hits for no reason. So it's not always. It doesn't always have to do with how tall the guy is. Like, cool, man. Look, we definitely would take him.
Damn, Rodney Boyd, who's a Panthers fan, says you can have him for free. We gonna leave him in Vegas. Damn, like that. Whew. Yeah. That's tough, man. Y'all done with them after a. Wow, that is crazy. And at least. You can't admit that. All right, man, that's crazy. After 1 year, you're gonna bench. Hey, you know what? Shout out to Big Mike. I think he's the one that I think it was in a group text. I think we we're laughing about this. We're like, hey, if you think about it, Raiders ain't doing so well with their 2023 first round pick in Tyree Wilson. Yep. The Panthers ain't doing too well with their first round pick, obviously number 1 pick, and Bryce Young. Maybe they need to swap them picks and a later round pick. Hey, I might do that. I'm not gonna lie. I might end up doing that, but that's a whole different conversation, man. And did you see Tyree in the locker room?
Yeah, man. He sent me a video.
What the hell? Like,
He's the most socially awkward dude. Like, even when he be talking, he always has like this weird look on his face. Like he don't know, like he don't understand what's going on around him. Like he don't understand. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Like I've said what I said about Tyree in the past. I'm not gonna repeat it, but
not everybody has the same personality. Not everybody has the same personality. Like I'm not going, but it just seems strange that everybody in the locker room was celebrating, going crazy, banging on the lockers, and then just all you see is the biggest player just walking around, hella just not even celebrating, just emotionless. Like I'm like, damn, man, like he does not. I don't know. It seemed like he doesn't fit in with the team. It just feels like he doesn't fit in with the team.
Yeah, quite possibly, man. Because he just seems like I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. It was just it wasn't the best look for him after the game. It was the best look for him.
Shout out Daniel Kim, King of Mods in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through, my guy. He says just was able to jump on. It's all good. I said I wondered if Bryce Young's lack of success in Carolina. I followed him since Matter Day. Is one of like it's a powerhouse football program in Southern California. And he was successful at all levels. He has talent. AP maybe that's what I'm saying.
Bro,
it's worth it. That's not a bad gamble. I don't understand. Like that's not a bad gamble.
Like people try to say, and I was on the CJ Stroud train all last year. I said what I said about him. I said I thought he'd be top 7 QB by his 3rd year in the league. Like that was my guy. But to say like Bryce Young has no, like he's a number 1 overall pick. Like you don't draft a guy number 1 overall that has no arm. Like that that doesn't happen. Not in today's NFL. Like that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I think he was look. I think he was probably exaggerating a little bit because like compared to like other first round picks, you expect like an elite arm, like a rocket arm, like you would expect from that number 1 pick. So maybe he doesn't have that, but doesn't mean that he doesn't have an arm. I think he has a good arm, talented. I think, but what's crazy is like the criticisms on him is pretty bad. I didn't expect that from him, especially because early on one of the biggest strengths that he had coming in to the NFL was like his processing. Like he can get through plays really quick, but his anticipation, his ability to buy some time and make some throws on the run. And those are things that he's struggling with. His footwork. They're saying that he's not seeing the field, which I don't know, man. I think he needs a change of scenery. I think the Panthers, like he's going from Alabama, a winning program, and he goes to the Panthers, and like everything is going wrong from the ownership to everything around him is going wrong. So not every player can be successful like that, But let's see. We got Into Deep One Nation. Hey guys, new to the channel. Obviously a diehard Raider fan. I think we should release Wilson after the year if he's still injured or is he not contribute to the team. Well, he's hurt right now. I don't know if we release him. I don't know if that would, some people, we talked about it before, like possibly trading him or I'm still holding out that he could possibly turn it around, maybe be a role player this year. I mean, Severe, if you want to speak to this real quick, but.
Yeah, man. I don't think that. I mean, it'd have to be like catastrophic for them to release him. I feel you because it's like if he's not producing, like why keep him around? But just especially because he wasn't a Telesco pick, he was a previous regime's pick. But there's still some untapped potential there, I think. And he's not a guy that's going to cost you a whole bunch of money. So we kept Cleveland Farrell around for his entire basically his 4 years, and we let him walk after his 5th year. So I think it'll be a similar situation. He'll be a rotational guy, and we just won't pick up his 5th year option, and we'll let him walk after his 4th year if he's not producing.
Yeah, man. Bro, look. I think a lot of people are kind of trade him and Hooker for trade him and yeah, I'm not even gonna put that on there, man. But
that's crazy. What they said, trade him and what? Do you think Miami might make that move?
Ooh, man, that would be a great spot for him too. Not just because I don't, obviously I want him to come to Raiders just based off the pieces that we have, but I will say with Bryce Young, hey, look, if we're being honest,
thinking about Brock Purdy, similar, smallest guy, but pretty good arm strength, kind of mobile, anticipation skills. Then you put all those weapons around him. Miami has a good run game with Mostert and A-Chain and you know, they got Tyreek and Jalen Waddle and Mike Gesicki and hey,
that'd be a great trade for Miami.
Bama quarterback. He's a Bama quarterback too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that would be a great trade for Miami. I think for especially his situation, going to offensive mind and Mike McDaniel, that's a match made in heaven for sure, no doubt about that.
And system is having success with a small quarterback in Brock Purdy. So
yeah. But hey, let's move it along, man. Let's go to what's real, what's not, real quick, man. And this is where we say a statement, and y'all react to it as well as us, if it's real or not. The Raiders will win the next 3 games. Is that real or is it not?
Man, you know what? I know my mission. The mission is clear. I learned the mission on Sunday. So I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. The mission is clear. You know what I'm talking about. The mission is clear. I'm saying no.
Hey, Severe, look, what Severe's trying to say, man, is that reverse psychology. It's this what it is. It's whatever he did last week, it worked. So the Raiders won. So let Severe, don't try to criticize him real quick. He's doing this in the best interest for the Raiders and the team so they can win. On the other hand, I'm going to say they're going to win the next 3 games because guess what? It worked. So when I picked the Raiders to win against the Ravens, as crazy as it sounds, on the road, 10 a.m. game, and to win by 3, I said 20-17. They ended up winning 26-23. But it worked. So look, the next 3 games are the Panthers. The Browns might be tough. That's going to be a tough game.
Yeah.
But I don't. You know what? Browns. I'm not. They're off.
Giving surprises. Jameis Winston giving out surprises every huddle.
Man, that was a funny. When he said, "What is it?" The running back, I think, was it Ford? I believe was saying that every time he's in a huddle, it sounds like he's surprised every time he's giving out a play. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's funny, man. That's a funny ass picture to think about, like him just. And you could see it too, because if you ever seen, Jameis in the huddle talking, it's hilarious. So, but going back to the games, right? Panthers, Browns, and Broncos. I could see that happening. I could see that happening easily.
I don't see it happening at all.
You just leave it at that. I can see it happening because the Panthers, obviously, they're going through a quarterback change. They're one of the worst teams in the NFL. This could be a trap game. Hopefully it's not. I think AP will have them prepared. Don't play to their opponent. This is going to be at home. They're going to the last 2 games have been on the road. They're going back to Las Vegas. I think the Raiders can get this W. Then you got the Browns again at home against the Browns. Defensively, they're tough. Defensively, they're Myles Garrett. Their defense is really tough, but their offense is hit or miss with Deshaun Watson. Last game, Deshaun was making some plays. I was like, oh, okay, look like old Deshaun, but I don't know if he could do that again. Like, I don't know. He consistently be the guy that he was in the past. And against our defense, you got to think that it's probably going to that's a winnable game for us too. And then the Broncos. Broncos is trash. Right? Let's be honest. They're not. We own the Broncos, but that could be a trap game too as well because we've we have that confidence that, oh, yeah, we're going to win because they've been on a winning streak. And they have a rookie quarterback who's struggling right now. Have they even won a game? I think they're 0-2, right? I believe they're 0-2.
They're 0-2, yeah. They're 0-2, and yeah, they're 0-2.
So I'm gonna say it's real. Man. Let's take a look at the chat right here. It's Andy Dalton. Exactly. Let's look at this right here. Look at the quarterback situation. It's Andy Dalton, Deshaun Watson, and Bo Nix. That's what I'm saying, man.
Okay. I will say this. This is a different regime. Last year we were saying, well, come on, bro, it's Tyson Bagent. It's Tyson Bagent. And is making his first start undrafted free agent. Tyson Bagent from what? From I forgot. I don't remember the name of the school he went to.
But that was if you can hold down the chat real quick. That was Josh McDaniels. That was Josh McDaniels. Yeah. Come on, let's be fair. But we lost the game 3-0 with Vikings. That was a winnable game.
Against who? Who was the starting quarterback? That was it Josh Dobbs?
It was Dobbs.
And then, it was Josh Dobbs. So, look, I'm not counting any opponent out.
But they had a quarterback change though in the middle of the game. Then they changed from Josh Dobbs, I believe, to another quarterback. I think it was Nick Mullins.
Nick Mullins, yeah. So that's even worse. At least the Pastronaut had some success. No, Nick Mullins beat us. You feel me? So I'm not. And then some little guy that everybody tells me has no arm and is no good. The guy that played for the Colts that beat us. What's that guy's name? Played for the Colts last year, and he beat us. But half of the Raider fans tell me he's no good. Gosh, what is that guy's name? Never mind. Never mind.
Larry Fleming said it's not real, but I hope we win. Browns or Broncos will get us. See, I could tell he's a Raider fan. He is trauma right here. This is trauma.
Exactly, that is trauma. Look, hey, trauma. You see the trauma all through me, bro. Reverse psychology. I'm using superstition to try and win these games.
Yeah. Now this is definitely trauma, man. He's saying that we can't. Either the Browns or Broncos will get us. And to be fair, our offense needs to show us that they can consistently move the football. Right now, they have an identity on defense, but they want their identity to be that run game. And this would be a good week to get it going based off how much rush yards the Panthers have given up the last couple games. But we'll see. We'll see, man. I believe it's real. Some of y'all saying it. Yaya won't even say it's real. He said it's possible. But with our inconsistency, that's what I'm saying. This is trauma, y'all. Like we can't say nothing with our chest right now. I'm saying it. I think it's real. I think the Raiders can definitely win the next 3 games. Just look at the quarterback situation, like my guy Jamie or Jaime said. James Furpo in the building. My God, man, I gotta shout him out.
I think you said it before. I don't think he's ever said anything but that.
James
says that and just dips out.
James has never said he never left a real comment. It's just Raiders. We got to shout him out.
I'm not even confident he watches the whole show. I think he just pops in, comments Raiders, and it just dips.
Oh no! Look at. We got your camera's off there. There you go. Hey,
I gotta say this moment. This is history.
My guy James. Yeah, this is he is back on. Hey, James can say something outside of the Raiders, man. Appreciate you, my guy.
He on a roll.
Watson and Dalton have never lost to the Raiders, but this version of Deshaun Watson, you know what I mean? This is a different this Deshaun Watson has not looked like the quarterback he was when he was with the Houston Texans. Last week, I seen some plays where I'm like, oh, okay, Deshaun kind of looked like of old, but it hasn't been consistent, with all his off-field issues, and we ain't got to get into all that. But I think the Browns are regretting that trade for sure.
Cropped up, as a matter of fact, like not all the more that cropped up on him. So that's like, but they won. They got to win. That's not division. They're in the North, so they get a win. They got a conference win against the Jaguars.
Yeah.
So, maybe confidence builder. I don't know who they play next week, but maybe if Deshaun starts, hopefully that's not a glimpse of things to come. Him starting to get his sea legs again.
Yeah. Let's see, man. Amari. Oh, that's a good point. Jaime with the comments right now. He's saying Amari Cooper is the only wide receiver threat the next 3 weeks.
Deontay Johnson is a good receiver.
But you know what's hella funny when people are talking about the Panthers, they keep. This is how you know the national media, man. They be talking a lot of mess and they don't be doing their research. Deontay Johnson is not a bad receiver.
He's not a bad receiver at all.
They didn't mention him at all. But is he a number 1 receiver?
He's supposed to be he's supposed to be their number 1. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, Adam Thielen is kind of washed. We both like Xavier Legette, but he's a rookie. But I think I like Deontay Johnson. Is he like a superstar? No, but he's good enough. I mean, we know like Rashad Bateman was getting open on us. So I mean, I'm not gonna disrespect Deontay Johnson. This is the NFL. All these guys have talent.
Raider to the Bone says, bro, the Panthers aren't done with Bryce Young, at least not enough to trade him. Yeah. I mean, I got to see it to believe it because that's crazy. And without even any off-field issues, I think, in my opinion, I'm thinking that they're going to let him ride the bench, get better, try to learn from his mistakes, and then eventually insert him into the starting lineup. But, the way the coach was talking about Bryce Young, when they start asking him real direct questions, is long-term or short-term move, he wouldn't even answer that question. And I don't know.
That could be coach speak, where that could be a situation where it's like, hey, we're not going to comment because we don't want to let anybody outside the building know what we think of them. So it could be a situation where they want to move them, but they're not going to. But when in trade negotiations, look, man, we could keep them and develop them, but if the price is right, we are willing to move off of them. So it could be one of those situations.
Michael says Watson and Dalton also ain't Lamar. He didn't do ish against us. Yeah, but who would you say is the better passer out of the 3? All 3. Lamar, I think he's improved in that department, but we all know Lamar is what makes him elite is his ability. He's probably the best mobile QB in the NFL. And that's the crazy thing is and that's the crazy thing is too, they didn't really try to use him in that way at all.
No, they didn't.
Which, hey, thank you. I'll take that W. Hey, y'all want to overthink it like that and not use Lamar, because if you remember at the end of the game when he ran, I don't know if it was the last play of the game where you see Lamar, bro, he was covering. He was fast.
Gone.
Bro, it was to the point where I'm like, oh, don't let this be a heartbreaking Raider loss. Don't let this be.
That would have been, oh my goodness. That would have been so mad.
Yeah. Nah, I get you, man. It might be a trap game, but we'll see, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Larry, I'm with you. Yeah, it's that, and him being away from the game too, Larry,
yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know if Deshaun I don't know if he ever could be the same player. It's just too much. Yeah, he got too much on his plate.
Lewis came back from the allegation stronger.
I mean, Kobe came back from the allegations.
Kobe came back. Hey, Kobe was killing that. Oh my goodness.
Kobe was fighting a case and dropping 40 or 30. You know what I mean? Hitting game winners and stuff like. I think it was that Denver game where he literally flew in from being in court and then hits a game winner against the Denver Nuggets. I remember that game. But yeah, that's certain players are built differently. So they got a lot of mental fortitude to overcome some stuff like that. But Let's move along to the last what's real, what's not. And the last one here is Minshew will finish the year as the NFL leader in completion percentage. So right now, I believe he leads the NFL in completion percentage at 77%.
Yeah, I think it's by a pretty wide margin too, I want to say.
So is that real or not? Will Minshew finish the year as the NFL leader in completion percentage? I personally don't think it's real, but I can see the argument based off how the Raiders' offense is set up right now. Because if y'all watching the game, the reason why his percentage is that high is because they keep throwing screens.
Yeah. It's part of it. That's part of it. But that's Luke Getsy's offense too.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes stats can don't tell you the whole story. They don't tell you the whole story. But what do you think about this? I don't think it's real, but do you think this is real or not?
I think it's real. I think it's real. I just think that the way they're playing right now, the way they're using their weapons, the way they're scheming guys open, and when he's taking risks, he's taking calculated risks, like that throw to Devontae up the sideline, that throw to Brock on that rollout, like he's taking calculated risks. Throw to Brock over the middle, that throw to Michael Mayer over the middle, like he's targeting guys that he feels can make plays. And like you said, like we're do a lot of screens. We're gonna do a lot of those like pop passes where it's basically just like a end around where he just like pops it up to the receiver. That's technically a throw. So we're gonna do a lot of stuff like that. So I think that the way they're playing and how many better defenses will we play than the Ravens, right? Like not many. We won't play many defenses better than the Ravens, if any, that I can think of off the top of my head. Maybe the Browns, but and the Chiefs have a pretty good defense too. But like for the most part, that's one of the top tier defenses we're going to play, and he was extremely efficient in that game. So the way the passing has been going this year in the NFL, and the way Getsy is calling the offense, and the way we're scheming guys open, I think that I think he can lead the league in passing percentage.
Yeah, I don't see it happening, just because I think right now it's just due to circumstances. I think the Raiders really want to push the ball downfield, and once they get that going, I think that's going to lower his percentage. But you do make an argument, and like I mentioned before, if they continue to run these screens and they're just it looks like that's a big part of what Getsy likes to do, which is annoying because it gets to a point where like, bro, like they know that you're gonna do that. Like it's almost like you're literally almost.
But they're not working now, Rebel. They say can't work forever. That wasn't a big part of his game. This game, like that, he had I think the biggest play he had off a screen was the one to Brock. But other than that, like he really didn't have any real big plays off of screens that I recall. So it's not big. Like his big play of the game was the dot he threw to Devontae down the sideline, where he couldn't have handed it better to him if he walked it to him himself. Right, yeah. That pass where he rolled out and he threw the ball where only Devontae can get that grab. And Devontae, I think it was, who was it? Maybe it was Raider Resistance that put up the moonwalk, or was that Raider Alex? Had the smooth criminal lean. The smooth criminal lean. Who was that?
Oh, it might have been Ray Alex. He's been killing it lately, so it possibly could have been him. Well, I think I seen actually Big Mike though. Big Mike, I think I seen him posting it first.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he put that ball out there where only Devontae can get it, and Devontae made the grab. And when you have those kind of playmakers, more often than not, they're going to make you right. Like I say, just go back and watch the film. On like 6 of Brock's 9 passes, he's wide the F open. Like nobody's around him. And that's partly scheme, partly talent with Brock. And, like that those two guys, and partly what the defense are doing to take away Devontae. So and once they stop paying that much attention to Devontae and start paying some of that attention to Brock, then guess what? Jacoby's going to start getting open. And then once we get the run game going, if this offensive line improves, guess what? That's play action is going to be open down the field to Trey Tucker. So I just think that there's a lot of avenues we can take. And I think we haven't even our offense is playing bad right now, and he's leading the league in percentage. Our offensive line is one of the worst in the league right now, and he's leading the league in percentage. Imagine
he's dinking it. He's just dumping it off. He's just dumping it off real short. And it's just I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I just think right now, to be honest with you, I know this is off topic from what we're talking about, but it's kind of. I think the Raiders are going to figure out that, what, right now we're a better passing team than we are a running team. What's worked, their explosive plays have been in the past, and they need to figure out what that best lineup is. And I think it's going to include Brock Bowers. It's going to include Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, for damn sure, and eventually they're going to get that run game. Right now, they're trying to force feed Zamir, and they're trying to get that run game. They're trying to get that physical identity on offense, but it's just not working. So they're gonna have to like make an adjustment. They're gonna have to figure some things out. But going back to what you're saying, I think, so in my opinion, I think they really want to push the ball downfield, and that's going to lower his stats. It's just a law of averages. Like if you're going to be throwing it down deep, if you're going to be throwing it down the field, you're not going to hit all of the deep throws. So you're going to miss some of those, and I just think that's going to lower his percentage down. Right now, it's at 77%, but if we keep right now 77%.
Down, like he can be I'll look it up offline, but like who was the leader, like league leader last year? Like if he's above like 70%, like like going from 77 to like 70, that's a huge drop off. That's like 7 percentage points. So even if he's at 70%, that may be good enough to be the best in the league.
Rebel says we've had eight passes over 20 yards and 68 attempts, long 33. Come on, man. But just compare it to our run game. Our run game has been literally, I think we have less than 30 yards rushing last game, averaging less than 2 yards a carry. That's just not going to get it done. And
Minshew is second in the league in passing, first in the league in completion percentage, first in the league in completions. Yeah. So he's doing it high volume. If anything, when you start hitting big plays, you have spent less time on the field. There's less opportunities for you to throw the ball, put the ball in danger. So if we start hitting on big plays, chunk yardage, that's only gonna make be fewer attempts.
Yeah. Shout out, Ultimate Raider fan 32, man, Turf. He said we had 24 yards last game.
Yeah,
24 yards rushing. And you know damn well that the Raiders want to rush the ball more than that. You know they want to get the run game. So that's what makes this so even worse. It's not like we have an offensive coordinator that wants to pass the ball a lot. They actually want to run the ball. Like Lou Getsy's like whole thing the last couple of years with the Bears was being one of the best, coordinating one of the best running offenses in the NFL. So far, the Raiders are the worst. I mean, I'm just saying it from the top of my head, but I know we're one of the worst. I don't know if we're the worst, but if someone is doing worse than us, then that's not our problem.
We're near the bottom of the league, and the issue is that even when you take out, so the Bears had the number one rushing offense last year, right? Even if you take out the yards that Justin Fields accounted for, they were still like 10 or 11 or something like that. So it's not like it was all Justin Fields doing. He can't coordinate a run game without it. Like even without Justin Fields' yards accounted for, they were still one of the better run games in the league. So not like he doesn't know what he's doing in a run game, and not like he had some super talented backs out there. He had a pretty bad offensive line out there as well, from what people say. So I just think it's just taking some time for these guys to adjust to the scheme. Obviously, Colton Miller's not 100%. Andres Pete is, Andres Pete. Cody Whitehair is not the best. Andre James is getting blown off the ball. Parham's not playing great. Mumford is Mumford. So I think it's going to take some time for these guys to gel. And AP already said everything's on the table. He put the blame squarely on them. Everything's on the table. When you say everything's on the table, that means you don't shape up, you won't be playing.
Yeah. And another thing too is that look, I think right now we all know that at this point, let's get the ball to number 17 and number 89. They are the two best players on offense right now. I think Brock Bowers right now, he's on a historical start for a rookie. League leader in receptions for tight ends, not just rookie, for tight ends and yards. I mean, he's on pace to get at least over 1,200 yards receiving, 125 receptions. You know what I mean? If he keeps it going. And the thing is too, it's not like our offense is firing on all cylinders. This is just him and you mentioned that you looked at the film and he was running wide open, and there were probably some missed opportunities too, as well. So
a few missed opportunities for him and other guys, to be honest with you. But
exactly. And
I don't think they respect him enough yet, man. I don't think they respect him enough yet. I think he put the league on notice. I mean, especially maybe they thought game one was a fluke. Like, oh, let's let him do it again. We're gonna do everything we can to stop Devontae. It's like sometimes Devontae would have 3 guys in his vicinity, and Brock would be standing like wide open. Like, bro, I was the top tight end in this past draft. Some people said I was the top pass catcher in this past draft. Like, the disrespect was real, and he cooked him.
Yeah.
And so I think going forward, teams will start to game plan for him. But guess what happens when that happens? Then other guys get open, and then they got to cover for those guys. And again, guess what happens? Then Brock Bowers gets back open again, and then he starts cooking again. So it's really a pick your poison type situation. We have too many weapons. You can't stop everybody.
Yeah. And Raiders Rebel, I think his main argument is, they're not attempting to run the ball a lot. Like he's saying only 9 carries that though got to feed the rock if you want to roll. So, but it doesn't help that the Raiders are falling behind. I mean, I think they were down in the second half. I think they fell behind 16-9. They're down especially with this team, down 16-9 is a lot right now. We scored 10 points the first game, and now we're on the road. We're not having any success running the football. And maybe some of that has to do with Zamir, you know what I mean? Missing some cutback lanes. He's more of a power runner. He's more of a power blocking scheme runner, or is he a zone scheme runner? He's still trying to the Raiders are still trying to figure out what the issue is with the run game. But like I said, this is a perfect week to figure it out because the Panthers have struggled to stop the run the first couple games. So if they're going to get it going, let's do it. But let's not forget about getting Devontae. Devontae Adams is still on this team, and he put on a show in the fourth quarter, big time fourth quarter, as well as Brock Bowers. 82 of his 98 yards came in the second half. So if there's one thing that the Raiders learned last game, you got to give the rock to your 2 best players on offense, and that's Brock Bowers right now. Brock Bowers and Devontae Adams leading. Devontae Adams is leading the way. He's definitely leading the way, and then Brock. And the thing is too, if they can figure out ways to open up the offense, but right now I don't think they're still trying to. Like I said, they're still trying to figure it out right now. They're it's like they went into the season we're gonna run the ball, and then even Minshew a little bit too. Minshew, it felt like he was a little hesitant a little bit. I don't know if he was being aggressive, but that second half, hopefully that's a sign of more to come in that second half where he was able to move around, play his game, throw on the run, buy some time. Yeah. So we'll see, man. I think the schedule opens up right now. I think there's some 3 winnable games. Like Severe said, they're going to lose the games. Quotation. You
can't say that. You can't say that.
I can't say that. I see. So when he says the Raiders are going to lose, and I say to win, the Raiders tend to win. So we're just going to keep that going. Hopefully keep the Raiders just keep winning. We're
to the Super Bowl, baby. Endefeated Super Bowl.
Hey, do you? All right. I knew someone was gonna say this. Someone was gonna mention this real quick. I'm gonna let Severe take this one right here. Severe said tight ends aren't worth drafting high.
Did I say tight ends aren't worth drafting high, or I said tight ends have a high bust rate in the first round? So don't if you're gonna quote me correctly. First of all, if you're gonna quote me correctly. With that being said, I still wouldn't have drafted Brock Bowers. I still would have traded up and got Michael Penix. So there you have it. I don't care how many yards he got. I would have still traded up and got Michael Penix. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. Easy.
So yeah, I've seen some people mention that, oh, look, Brock Bowers this and that, and how do you guys feel? You got because at the time when Brock Bowers got drafted, we were all kind of disappointed that we went with tight end and we had bigger needs on the team like quarterback. I think we were all disappointed when obviously Penix got drafted at number 8 or 7, I believe, by the Falcons, and then the next pick right after Fuaga, goes to the Saints. I believe he's playing well over there because when I see Derek Carr dropping back, he has plenty of time, and you give Derek Carr plenty of time. We've seen that work a lot for him. If you give any quarterback plenty of time, it's always going to work out. So, look, at the end of the day, we never doubted the player. It was never about the player. We didn't say Brock Bowers is going to be trash, this and that, third. We just looked at it from a perspective. Look at our quarterback room and look at our offensive line right now.
Yeah.
And if just let's be honest.
Yeah, and I gave my assessment of him as a prospect. I said several occasions he's one of the best prospects in the draft, but also said there's a certain way you have to use him for him to be successful. And part of my not liking that draft pick was I didn't think Getsy would use him correct, or I didn't know if Getsy would use him correctly. And guess what happening? Getsy is using him like he should be used. So like I said, I don't know if Getsy was going to be creative enough to move him all over the field. What has Brock Bowers done? We've seen 13 personnel. We've seen Brock Bowers in line. We've seen Brock Bowers split out wide. We've seen him in the slot. Like, we've seen all that stuff. So I had hesitation about that as well. So, so hey. No.
And another thing, too, we also said this, too, as well. If Brock Bowers turns out to be an elite player, hey, I'm not going to be mad. Are you? You know what I mean? Like,
I'm happy.
But if he turns out to be like a good to solid player, that's when we're going to be critical, because there's going to be a lot of players that are going to be drafted in position of needs after Brock Bowers. And obviously we could have got a quarterback, and one of these quarterbacks are going to turn. I'm not talking about Bo Nix. I think Penix could be real good. I think there's obviously outside of the top three, we knew it was going to be hard to get there. I'm not saying that, but Penix, definitely the Raiders missed out on it. And I think they were caught off guard by the Falcons taking him just like we were. But it is what it is. But if obviously Bowers is an elite player, man, no one's complaining. I'm happy. I know y'all happy. At the end of the day, like, we weren't saying that he was going to be trash. We were just like, all right, if we're drafting a tight end, he better be that guy. Like, he better be elite, And so far, so good. He leads the NFL in reception and yards. It's only been 2 games, but it's historic. No rookie tight end has ever put this production ever. Like ever.
As a rookie receiver, is it better than any rookie receiver as well? Any rookie pass catcher, or just tight ends? Do you know?
I know.
I think Randy Moss went crazy his first year. So maybe, and Justin Jefferson too, probably. So
maybe and then I think I think low key. Oh boy, who's famous for that one hand catch. His first few games, he went crazy.
Odell went crazy too.
Odell and stuff like that. But no, it was tight ends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Still crazy though. Still like, hey, that's you couldn't ask for more than him being the best tight end ever through the first 2 games. Like, you literally can't ask for more than that.
Frank White has a question for you, Severe. I know you're the best person to answer this question because you're not the biggest Josh Jacobs guy, but he says, did anyone else feel some type of way when they seen Josh run for 150 yards? Ran for like 32 carries, 150 yards against who did they play?
Colts.
Colts. Yeah, Colts. Mm-hmm.
Not really. Not when he runs for like 117 in the first half.
Yeah, and
he doesn't do anything in the second half, and they only score 16 points as a team. Now, I really don't feel any kind of way at all. To be honest with you, I really don't feel any kind of way at all. And he wants $14 million a year. Nah, I'm straight. I'll pass on that. Thank you, though.
Yeah, it is what he's playing well. I think he had a tough week 1, but he played well the second week. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on. I do. I'm not gonna lie and act like I don't watch former Raider players play, but he's playing well. He moved on. It is what it is, man. I think at the end of the day, like, the Raiders, I could have been a little bit more aggressive in adding more talent to that running back room, but we had a lot of different needs. It's hard to say. But yeah, man, we got everybody pulling up. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, all that good stuff. Yeah, man. In the preseason, they literally shut him down. Like, and he's a backup quarterback. And he played, I think, 1 preseason, Michael Penix. And after 1 game, I was like watching him. I'm like, damn, this dude, you could tell that he got armed, the way he was moving the offense down. He didn't have a great statistical game, but I was just picturing him in like the Raiders offense. I'm like, damn, man, like, what could have been, but it is what it is. Man. But they shut him down after literally 1 preseason game. Like, nope, we've seen enough. We don't got to see anything more. And that's a young rookie player, right? And we got to pay. And obviously Kirk Cousins, he's not 100%, but I believe they won the other game. They won the game the other day. But we'll see how that shakes up. Maybe by the time the Raiders play the Falcons Monday Night Football this year, we might see Michael Penix.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Michael Penix.
Michael Penix. Yeah. So, and then hopefully Brock Bowers has 250 yards receiving and 15 catches, and Michael Penix throws 5 interceptions, and I'm like, whew, I'm glad I was wrong about that one.
Facts. I mean, like, perfect example. Like, one of the reasons I didn't want to draft Brock Bowers because I felt we needed a corner. But guess what? We don't need a corner. Corey Bennett is the real deal. And Jack Jones has been playing well also. So, like, that was part of the calculation. I know a lot of people didn't want Brock Bowers because they wanted a right tackle. And that remains an issue. So, we haven't resolved that one yet. But Brock Bowers' impact has been so big. I think his impact thus far has been, well, I want to say bigger than what an elite right tackle. Quinn Mitchell has been balling, been lights out.
He's playing well with the Eagles.
Oh man, killing.
Hey,
but JB is playing well here though. So hey, like I'd rather have Brock Bowers and JB than just Quinn Mitchell would be. So
Yeah, and man, I can't wait to see Jackson Powers Johnson play. Man, I want him to, because I think he'll really improve the offensive line. Man, come on, Cody Whitehair, and I don't want to see them play on this. Come on, let's be honest. Like, I want to see second round pick. I think this guy will improve our run game, and if we're talking about the future, he could obviously be our future center. So we'll keep our eye on that. He just needs to get healthy. I believe he is. I think they're just taking their time. Like, he missed a lot of the offseason, so I don't think they want to throw him in there. But we'll see, man. We'll definitely see, man. We appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in at this point, clock out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We are going live on both our channels, so if you haven't subscribed to my guy Severe, head over to his channel. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Hey man, I know you close to hitting some numbers there, so make sure to let's get him there. Make sure to hit his like button, hit that subscribe button, and yeah, support my guy, man. We've been doing this for a little bit, so make sure to head over his channel. We do this every Tuesday, 50-50 show. Today we had some special guests. Early, y'all need to watch the replay. Y'all missed out. We had the Black Team broadcast. Great show. Appreciate them coming through. And make sure to give them a follow and subscribe to their YouTube channels, as well as follow them on social media. But yeah, Severe, let people know where they can find you, if anything I forgot, and what to look forward to.
Yeah, man. First of all, make sure y'all clock in, clock out, hit those likes, man. Go over to my channel if you're over on Pharaoh's. You're not subscribed to me, hit subscribe to me. If you're on my channel, you're not subscribed to Pharaoh, make sure y'all subscribe to Pharaoh. You can find me at the Severe Raider here on YouTube, the Severe Raider on IG, the Severe Raider on X, the Severe Raider on Snapchat, on TikTok, basically everywhere. It's the Severe Raider. I got I'm cooking every Tuesday night with my guy Pharaoh. We also got Around the Shield. Around the Shield. We got some other stuff in the works for Around the Shield as well. So be on the lookout for that soon as well. Also, don't want to spoil it, but there may or may not be some merchandise available.
Yes,
for purchase.
Yes, definitely.
May I can neither confirm or deny whether there be a merchandise available. So be on the lookout for that. And then Around the Shield Friday nights, man. We cooking that all season long. I will be picking against the Raiders because hey, that's what I got to do, man. The mission is clear. The mission is clear.
Yeah, man. Hey, when Severe picks the Raiders to lose, the Raiders win. So he's gonna keep it going. You know what I mean? He's sacrificing for Raider Nation because he don't really want to pick against the Raiders. He don't. So don't criticize him. He's doing this so the Raiders could go undefeated and win. Well, not undefeated. They lost the game, but like to win, to basically win. So, but yeah, man. Hey, like my guy Severe said, hey, look, you're gonna find us here on both our channels every week, every Tuesday, 50-50 show, every Tuesday evenings. Make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and then obviously we drop an episode of Around the Shield with me, Severe, and Big Mike Raider every Friday. So tune in. Last couple of times we've gone live, so just stay tuned for that. If that's the case, just pay attention to our community tabs, obviously social media, but obviously hit that notification bell because it does notify you if we go live or not, or if it's an episode, it's a pre-recorded episode. So definitely subscribe, and yeah, man, stay tuned. Like my guy Severe said as well. Like, hey, the 50-50 shop. is going to be hopefully opening soon. So you get the merch, all that good stuff. You can put your pre-order. I believe I pinned the link in the chat on my channel. So if you want to go ahead and put a pre-order in, you can go ahead and do that. Obviously, it's on my description as well. But when the shop opens up, there's going to be more merchandise. So be on the lookout for that. That's a big announcement. So hopefully later this week we can officially open it up. So then y'all can, get your 50-50 and around the shield gear. You know what I mean? All that good stuff. So we appreciate the support. Everybody coming through. Great show, smooth. Raiders Rebel. I know he said Keon Mitchell. Man, I know you were excited to see that. Were you watching him yesterday when you were watching the Monday Night Football game? You paying attention to him?
I watched the highlights. I told you. I mean, I watched literally. I went back to our all 20. First, I watched the condensed version of the game, just give me a picture of the game, and then I watched all 22 probably for like 3-4 hours, watching like every single play. So, I'm putting in the time, y'all. So when I say something, it's not me guessing or making stuff up. I'm putting in hours. I'm putting hours in watching each play multiple times, watching what the D-line does, watching what the linebackers do, and watching what the secondary does as well.
Yeah, man. Hey, look. And he's cooking, bro. So hopefully we'll be able to add that around the shield, man. We'll be able to add some film breakdowns later in the week. So stay tuned for that, all that good stuff. Also follow Around the Shield on Twitter, X, as they call it these days, and on IG as well. So go ahead and follow Around the Shield. That's where you can find clips of us, because I know a lot of some people don't want to watch the full live. They want to see some clips. We're going to put some clips on, and any up-to-date Raider information as well. So make sure to head over there and give Around the Shield a follow on IG and on Twitter. So we appreciate everybody coming through. Any last thoughts before we head out?
Nah, man. The mission is clear. The mission is clear.
The mission is clear. All right, y'all. Peace.
Just win, baby. Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.